Good morning. This here's Uncle Greely. Uncle Greely can't seem to get away from Facebook. I'm a Facebookaholic. Huh. I love me some Facebook. Anywho, back on the subject of that school and that $465 that Uncle Greely had to take to that high school for that guy to catch it. And Uncle Greely got a little angry with them folks because I think graduation ought to be free. They done stayed in school their whole life to make it to that grade 12 and graduate. And because I sat there so long talking with the teachers and stuff like that and the child counselor or administrators or whatever they call themselves, all of them got a different title. I didn't get a chance to go there on to that other school, which is what got Greely so excited. Greely found some good news at that school there. In the middle of adversity, something good came out of it. That boy skipping them classes and stuff and not doing well in math and giving that sweet little old teacher a hard time. So I leave this school and I gets on the bus to go to the other school. Well, Uncle Greely's done lived here in Atlanta, Georgia for a spell, but ain't done really been around that much, not a traveling man. But then I ends up at Greenbrier Mall, and I just got on off the bus. I said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna regroup, I'm gonna get on, because I've been on that bus for so long. Them old knees comes to getting stiff and stuff, and so I goes up in this mall, and I was just walking around, because I done got out there now, all I had to do was get out this house, and I done got out there now, so I goes up in that mall, and I comes around to a section where they got nothing but food. And they got a sign up yonder over these foods that they selling. And I sees their sign that says soul food. So I goes to that soul food counter and I comes to looking. Well, they got some barbecue chicken, some ribs, they got chitterlings. Out the back comes a Chinese lady. Can I help you? I said, who cooks this food for you? It looks so yummy. She says, we cooks it. I said, you cook soul food? She said, yes, sir, I cook soul food. They had collard greens, macaroni and cheese. They had fried okra. They had black-eyed peas and all kind of stuff like that. I said, ma'am, this is my first time in here, and I'm just going to walk around and look. So, they got another counter, and the people got Chinese food, where they got the black gals cooking the Chinese food, the Chinese gal cooking the soul food, and I got lost. So I wants to know what's going on here. I'm like, I believe in diversity, culturation, mixing, and us learning how to cook everybody's food and stuff like this. But it should read Chinese soul food, black Chinese food. It's just funny to me, So I was walking around in that mall, and I was going in and out of the shops and stuff, and the price tags was amazing. The prices on some of that stuff was just amazing to me. Well, the day's already gone, and I was supposed to be at their school at a specific time, so I breaks out my cell phone, because old Greely got a cell phone. And I calls to their school, and I tells them folks, I said, well, listen, I done got on the wrong bus again, and I'm at this mall, And she's like, how you get where to the mall? I said, honey, if I know that, I wouldn't be here. And she comes to laugh, and I'm like, well, can't you give me some directions on how to get to that school? And I set off to come first thing in the morning. Well, anyhow, I gets back home. I get back to the house because I tell Mr. Bus Driver, I said, sir, and I tell him which way I'm finna go. And he tell me, he said, no, sir. He said, you step back off the bus and you wait on this number bus here to come. And that's the bus you gonna get on. He said, when you get up there, you tell that gentleman or that lady where you finna get off at it. So I did that, and I ended up right there at the house. And I walked on up in the gate, and then next morning come, and I gets on the bus to go. I end up somewhere else. I end up on Fulton Industrial. Up and down there, up and down that street. Looking for that street that she told me I was gonna see. She told me that bus right there was going to take me right straight to that street that I needed to be on. But I didn't see that street nowhere. So I asked the bus driver, and he says, well, sir, you got to get on the bus to cross this over this street to take you to that street. So I gets off the bus at this here particular place, this junction, where I finally gets to inquire with the man. This is another Chinese restaurant here. So I goes in this here Chinese restaurant here to see who's cooking. And there was some Mexican folks cooking in that Chinese restaurant. Ha! I laughed. I said, this is some stuff here. So I asked myself, I wonder who's cooking the Mexican food. Just so funny. Ain't nothing wrong with folks cooking the food and saying this is that cuisine. But I guess they taught them how to cook it. It's just funny to me. A job is a job. I would, well, if I could get to work in. Anyhow, I gets back out to the bus stop, and I gets back on the bus. Well, I asked this gentleman, is this bus going to this particular place? And he says yes. But we ends up on the interstate. And I ends up way back over yonder at a train station I ain't never done seen it before. And so I said, sir, this bus is not done took me to where I needs to go. He said, well, this is where you said. I said, no, sir, I just wanted to know if it was going to come this here way. I was trying to find that street. So then he tell me I needs to get on another bus. So we writes it down, that bus number that I need to get on. And so I gets on this here bus thinking it's going to take me over there, but this here bus goes the other way and it takes me somewhere else. So I ends up downtown at that, knowing I don't need to be there. By this time, it's already 3:30 in the afternoon, and I left home at 7:45. So I called the young lady at the school, and I said, listen, ma'am, I said, you're not going to guess where I is today. She said, where is you, Greely? I said, I is downtown Atlanta on Peachtree Street. One of these Peachtree Streets. I said, because I done seen about 20 Peachtree Streets. I don't know where I is. So I comes to looking for a police officer for. So I lost way downtown, and I live way over yonder, back out somewhere close by the airport. And he said, mister, how you do? I said, I don't know how I do this. I don't know how I end up over here. I don't know what going on. So, next day, young lady says, well, I gave you the directions. That's the way I comes. But where I supposed to been taking a right, I was taking a left. See, she's telling me, because she coming from another direction. And she's thinking that Greely's coming from the same direction. And so that's where we was messing up at, right there. So we did this for about 3 days with me on the wrong bus. Finally, that Thursday, I end up at the right school. And so then, I goes up in there and me and her just comes to laughing. And she said, you finally get here. I said, yes, I finally get here. And she's such a sweet person. And then she calls the teacher. She tells the teacher that I was there. And she asks me, do I know? I said, no, I've never been here before, ma'am. You gonna have to show old Greely how to get round yonder to that room where I got to go. So she's such a sweet lady. She walks me around that room and she talking so sweet and so kind, and you know, I looked and she has on a wedding ring. So I says, no, and I push the moves on her, cause she's got a man. He might be one of them crazy men, surely crazy, where he's come to your house and kick in the door for his woman. So we goes on in that room in there, and she sits with him. She said they's gonna be in here in a few minutes. So I sat down and then I said, I done sat there about 5 minutes. I come to get nervous. I like, what is these folks is gonna tell me? Is they gonna tell me I was a bad person? Cause that boy's not in classroom and I don't know what to do to make him stay in that classroom. I talks to him about it, but he's still skipping classrooms. So the door opens up and in he comes and he looks at me and he's smiling, a little sheepish smiling. Cause I looks at him all disappointed, you know. I said, you talked to the house, did you skip any classes today? And he shook his head again. In walks this woman. And I froze in tracks. It was like I seen a ghost. And she walks over and she says, stirs her hand, and I can't even. And she like, so he said, all right, you look like you done seen a ghost. And I couldn't talk, I couldn't say nothing. And I just felt so bad. I just, what is going on here? Is this my mind playing tricks on me or what? And she's talking and I ain't hear a word she was saying. And then she touched me. She said, son, she all right, though. He said, all right. And then the boy said something. He said, Uncle Greely, you here how talking to you? What's wrong with you, Uncle Greely? And I said, so that's all right. She said, can I get you some water, you know? And I said, no, sir. I said, no, sir. So I closes my eyes and I peeks just a little. And she comes to life. And it got a little funny to me, too, because she didn't change a bit. She still looked just like my mother. Just like my deceased mother. It was like I was looking at a ghost. She was such a beautiful lady. She looked just like my mother. Same little fat, beautiful face and voice just like a little angel. And I says, ma'am, what's your name? And she comes to telling me her first and her last name. And that's when I had to sit down. I grabbed my checks because it's just like a little hurt feeling went on through me. Because she's my daughter. She's my daughter I've been trying to find. She's the reason Greely came to Atlanta in the first place. And I sat back in the chair and she got to fast. She's like, go get somebody to help. I said, no, I'm okay. I said, okay. I said, it's just that you scared me. And she said, why? I said, I don't know what y'all gonna do to me. Cause this boy over here keep on skipping class and I'm nervous anyway. And then I said, I just was afraid I was finna get in trouble. I said, I always used to get scared in school. Cause when I done something, I always got punished. You know, they used to beat us back in the day. And I said, I didn't know if y'all was gonna beat me for him showing out. And she just laughed. And I just wanted to just touch her to see if she was just real. So I reached out and I took her by the hand and I just patted her on the hand. And then I just